we would love to hear from you.
Oh, thank you. um, I'll try to be brief, but I'm glad I hung around because it's some dynamic speakers on the call. So I'm just been enlightened by all you guys, and I thank you for having me. Detroit is Us. You guys have an incredible platform, which is very critical right now. Being able to own and control your narrative, you know, is important. I think it goes a long way, even with IP, just owning, controlling your assets. But I'm Mikai Green, and Donnell said my name, not Donnell, Delonte said my name right. Mikai, pronounced like Mikai Pfeiffer. I'm from Detroit, born and raised. Played Rosedale soccer, went to Cass Tech, and I'm still here. So obviously, I love my city. I have a diehard passion for Detroit. I even started a sightseeing company called Trap Tours, where we highlight the homes of legendary Detroiters such as Malcolm X, Aaliyah, Joe Louis, Eminem, Big Sean. And it really just shows the cultural richness and historical significance that we have and continue to have in our city, and its sustenance really of the city. So that's just a quick brief about me. I'm a lawyer, as Delonte already said. The name of my practice is Green Law Virtual Intellectual Property. So I have been using the word virtual years before pre-pandemic, okay? I've been using this name since 2014. So I can just say I have good intuition. I kind of seen the direction that this digital shift is going in. So I want to kind of briefly discuss the future of education, okay? So I think universally, the whole learning landscape is changed, right? Since this post-pandemic, this pandemic era that we're in. And it's important now to, like, I still have my own apprehensions and reservations about this online electronic learning, but that's because I'm from a different generation. So I wasn't born into the internet. I wasn't born into social media. I wasn't born into this technology, whereas the kids nowadays, they're born into technology. Like, they come out of the womb knowing how to unlock an iPhone, knowing how to operate the OS. Why is that? Because the whole time their moms and they're in vitro, their mom and dad's on their iPhones, or on their devices. So it's inherent in them now, it's embedded in them, and it's part of their comedic makeup. So they're naturally, you know, techies. That's what I call the new generation. They call them Gen Z. I call them techies because, you know, this is what they're good at. This is what they're born into. It's inherent. So we're going to have a learning curve to our detriment starting out. But Black people, Indigenous people, we are naturally adaptable and adjustable. We're a resilient type of people and ambitious, so we know how to overcome any type of change, any type of obstacles. Change is inevitable. Change is the only thing that's constant. The only thing that's certain is change. So we just have to adjust and adapt to that, which we're going to do. We come from dynasties, we come from nations and cities that we've had our own banks, we've had our own businesses, our own schools and institutions. So for us, this is just, we have to tap back into that realm of thinking. You know, we have to tap back into like, okay, it's time for us to teach our own. And it's time for us, because the government, they're pretty much saying, under the guise of this pandemic, they're saying, you don't have a fundamental right to education. You no longer have a constitutional right to education. So it's up to us to educate our own, okay? It's a collective effort, collective responsibility. Ujima, we're all in this together. And I think if you wanna be essential, you know, for the future, this post-pandemic future, they pretty much told us what was essential and non-essential. They gave us the blueprint 6 months ago, okay? It was essential construction workers, doctors, nurses, childcare providers, um, grocers, retail. You know, if you want to be essential, it's time to teach these essential skills. And one of the panelists, he spoke on it earlier, and he said they're teaching us this lackluster, Americanized curriculum that's no longer even, it's not conducive. Like it has nothing to do with our learning and our growing. And it's really a distraction, to be quite honest. So I think, you know, a certain, like he said, financial literacy, that needs to be part of the curriculum. I think SHOP and home ec should have never been taken out of curriculum. Certain life essential skills that you're going to need to know in the future to remain essential. Okay, that's cool that you can do nails, but what else can you do? That's cool that you can do a cold lineup. What else can you do? That's cool that you know how to DJ a party. But now we need to know a little bit more. You got to have a little bit more skill set to survive in the future. And so that's what's separating us from this pre-pandemic, post-pandemic era. And then, you know, if you can survive this, then you can survive anything. So I just know, you know, as a people, as Indigenous people, we are resilient, as I said. And I mean, we're ambitious, and just through the right learning and the right resources, we can stand the test of time.
Yeah, oh, yes. We gotta add some more things behind your title.